You are sitting in a movie theater. You are 45 minutes into a 3-hour movie. And it is terrible. The acting is wooden, the plot makes no sense, and you are pretty sure the boom mic has dropped into the frame twice. You are bored. You are actually in physical pain from how bad it is. You look at the exit sign. It is glowing red, promising freedom. You could stand up, walk out, and go do literally anything else. You could get a taco. You could take a nap. You could stare at a blank wall. Any of those would be a better use of your time. But you don't leave. You stay in your seat. You suffer through another 2 hours and 15 minutes of garbage. Why? Because you paid $20 for the ticket. You tell yourself, I paid for this, so I'm going to get my money's worth. This logic sounds perfectly reasonable to you, but it is actually a form of insanity. The $20 is gone. It left your bank account the moment you bought the ticket. Sitting there and being miserable for 3 hours doesn't bring the money back. It just cost you 3 hours of your life on top of the money. You are paying twice. Welcome back. Today we are going to learn why you are incapable of quitting and why your loyalty is actually just a mathematical error. This is called the sunk cost fallacy. It is the tendency to continue an endeavor once an investment in money, effort, or time has been made. We make decisions not based on what is best for our future, but based on what we have already spent in the past. We are terrified of wasting our investment, so we waste even more to try and justify it. We do this everywhere. We do it with food. You order a massive meal at a restaurant. You are full halfway through. Your stomach hurts. But you keep eating until you feel sick because you don't want to waste the food. You treat your body like a garbage can because you think that saves the value of the meal. We do it with clothes. You have a shirt in your closet that you never wear. It's itchy, it's ugly, and it doesn't fit. But you spent $50 on it, so you can't throw it away. You let it take up space in your closet for 5 years, paying rent on a mistake, because throwing it away would be admitting defeat. But the most dangerous place we see the sunk cost fallacy is in our relationships and our careers. How many people do you know who are in unhappy relationships? They fight constantly. They have nothing in common. They are miserable. But if you ask them why they don't break up, they say the same thing. But we have been together for 5 years. I can't just throw away 5 years. Yes, you can. In fact, if you don't, you are going to throw away the next 5 years, and the 5 years after that. You are viewing the time you spent as a deposit that you need to protect. But time isn't a bank account. You can't withdraw those years. They are gone. Whether you stay or leave, those 5 years are history. The only question is, do you want to be miserable tomorrow? Economists and psychologists have studied this extensively. They often call it the Concorde Fallacy, named after the supersonic jet. The British and French governments built the Concorde in the 1960s. Whatever you think of the plane, financially, it was a disaster. They knew early on that it would never be profitable. It was too loud, too expensive, and burned too much fuel. But they didn't scrap the project. Why? Because they had already spent so much money developing it. They felt they had to finish it to justify the expense. They poured billions more into a losing investment, simply because they couldn't bear to admit the initial money was lost. Why are our brains wired this way? Why is it so hard to cut our losses? It comes down to a concept called loss aversion. Psychologically, the pain of losing something is about twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining something. Losing $10 feels twice as bad as finding $10 feels good. When you quit a project, or end a relationship, or walk out of a movie, you have to crystallize a loss. You have to mark it in your mental ledger as a failure. You have to admit, I made a mistake. That $20 is gone. That 5 years was a waste. Your ego hates that. Your ego wants to believe that if you just keep going, if you just wait a little longer, you can turn it around. If you finish the movie, maybe the ending makes it worth it. If you stay in the relationship another year, maybe they will change. If you pour another $1 million into the business, maybe it will finally turn a profit. We confuse quitting with failing, We are taught from a young age that winners never quit and quitters never win. This is terrible advice. Winners quit all the time. They quit things that aren't working so they can shift their resources to things that do work. Think about poker. A professional poker player folds most of their hands. If they put money in the pot and then realize their opponent has better cards, they fold. They lose that money. They don't say, "Well, I already put $50 in, I guess I have to call this bet to justify it." No, that is how you go broke. They realize the money in the pot is no longer theirs. It is a sunk cost. The only decision that matters is the next one. So, how do we fix this? How do we stop throwing good money, good time, and good emotions after bad? You need to learn to separate the past self from the current self. The person who bought the movie ticket an hour ago made a mistake. That person didn't know the movie was bad. You right now know the movie is bad. Why should you be punished for the ignorance of your past self? You need to use a mental tool called the overnight test. I want you to imagine that you go to sleep tonight. While you are sleeping, a wizard waves a wand and erases your memory of the past. You wake up tomorrow morning with no history. You don't remember how long you have been dating your partner. You don't remember how much money you spent on that old car in the garage. You don't remember how long you have been studying for that degree you hate. You look at your life exactly as it is right now. You look at your partner. You look at the car. You look at the degree. And you ask yourself one question. Knowing what I know right now, would I start this today? If you weren't already dating them, would you ask them out today? If you hadn't already bought the car, would you buy it today for the price of the repairs? If you hadn't started the degree, would you sign up for the first class today? If the answer is no, then you need to quit. If you wouldn't start it today, you shouldn't continue it today. The fact that you started it 5 years ago is irrelevant. That is just history. That is just a story you are telling yourself to avoid the pain of change. This is terrifying to do. It means admitting that you wasted time. It means admitting you were wrong. And nobody likes to be wrong. But consider the alternative. The alternative is the sunk cost trap. It is digging a hole, realizing you are in a hole, and deciding that the only way to get out is to keep digging. It is staying in a job that makes you depressed because you have been there for 10 years, and then waking up in another 10 years realizing you have wasted 20. The most valuable resource you have is not money. You can make more money. It isn't your stuff. You can buy more stuff. It is your time. Your time is strictly limited. Every second you spend trying to rescue a bad investment is a second you could have spent building a good one. Don't let your past hold your future hostage. The money is gone. The time is spent. The only thing you can control is what you do next. So stand up. Walk out of the movie. Throw away the shirt. Break up with the person who makes you miserable. It will hurt for a minute. You will feel the sting of the loss. But then you will walk out into the sunlight and you will realize you are free. And that freedom, that is worth a lot more than the $20 you lost on the ticket. If you are ready to stop making bad decisions based on past mistakes, hit that subscribe button. And let me know in the comments, what is something you stuck with for way too long just because you didn't want to admit you were wrong? Remember, quitting isn't failing. Sometimes, it's the only way to win. See you in the next one.